Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are digging into a really powerful tool from Snowflake called AI Redact. It's built to tackle a huge and often totally invisible risk that could be hiding in your company's most valuable asset, its data. I want you to think about all the raw, unstructured text your business creates every single day. We're talking about candid customer feedback, those detailed call transcripts, urgent support tickets. It's a goldmine of insights, right? But what if, buried inside that gold mine, there's also a massive liability? Well, for a lot of companies, the answer is a big, fat yes. And here's exactly why. It all comes down to something called personally identifiable information, or PII for short. This is pretty much any piece of data that can be traced back to a specific person. And this kind of sensitive info, it's woven all through your data. And if you mishandle it, you're looking at some serious compliance and security headaches. So this creates a real puzzle, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got all this data, packed with incredible insights for analytics, for training your AI models. But on the other hand, you have all these privacy regulations and compliance rules that make it super risky to even touch. So how do you get the value out of it without creating a disaster? Well, that is precisely the puzzle Snowflake is aiming to solve with a really elegant AI-powered solution. They've built a tool that hits this problem head-on, right inside the data platform you're already using. So let's meet AI_Redact. It's a smart function, part of Snowflake's Cortex AI family. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like an automated assistant. It's powered by a large language model, and its whole job is to scan your text, intelligently find all that sensitive PII, and just swap it out with generic, safe placeholders. And the process? It really couldn't be easier. You take your raw, messy text, you make one simple function call to AI Redact, and what you get back is clean, safe text that's totally ready for analysis. It's a simple three-step move that gets rid of a huge bottleneck. So you're probably wondering, just how smart is this thing? What kind of sensitive information can it actually sniff out? Let's take a look. The range is actually pretty impressive. It's trained to recognize all the obvious stuff, like names and addresses, but also more specific things like social security numbers, passports, even payment card data. And get this is the really clever part. It can even handle partial matches, which means it can intelligently spot and redact just a first name all by itself. Okay, so that's the theory. But what does this actually look like in action? Because seeing the transformation is what really makes it all click. And here we go. Check out this super simple example from Snowflake's own documentation. The function takes a sentence with a name and an address, and it spits out this clean version where John Smith becomes a name placeholder and the entire address becomes address. Simple, super effective, and completely automated. So why do all this? What's the end game? Well, once the data is safe, it unlocks a whole world of valuable stuff that was probably off limits before. You can analyze customer sentiment from support calls, you can coach your agents with real transcripts, or train up your machine learning models, all without ever exposing sensitive info. Let's walk through how this works in a real flow. So picture this. You've got a table full of raw customer feedback. Step 2, you run AI Redact on it to create a new, safe version of that text. Then for step 3, you can chain another Cortex function, like AI sentiment, to analyze that safe text. See what just happened? You turned a compliance liability into a powerful business asset. Now, of course, with any powerful AI tool, you absolutely have to understand the fine print. This isn't magic, and to their credit, Snowflake is really transparent about the current limitations. And this right here is probably the most important thing to remember. The function works on a best effort basis. It's a highly skilled assistant, for sure, but it's not a flawless oracle. And that means a human review is still absolutely critical to make sure you're meeting your company's specific data privacy rules. There are a couple of other key things to keep in mind. First, it works best with clean, well-formed English text, so if your data is a bit messy, you might need to clean it up first. Second, its PII detection is really tuned for the US, UK, and Canada right now, so your mileage may vary in other regions. And finally, like a lot of AI functions, there's a limit to how much text it can chew on in a single. And that limit is 4,096 tokens. Now, a token is basically a piece of a word. You can think of it as roughly 3/4 of a word in English. So if you have really long documents, the recommended way to handle it is to just chop up the text into smaller chunks, redact each chunk, and then stitch them back together. And one last thing, a practical note on cost. As with other Cortex AI functions, this isn't free. It's billed based on the total number of tokens it processes. That means both the text you put in and the text that comes out.
It's a consumption-based model, so you only pay for what you actually use.
So, with all those practical points in mind, let's pull back and look at the big picture again. What is the real payoff of having a tool like this built right into your data platform?
It all boils down to this. By elegantly solving the PII problem right at the source, AI Redact lets you safely tap into the incredible potential of all your unstructured text. Data that was once totally locked away because of risk and compliance can finally be put to work to drive real business value. And that brings me to the final thought I want to leave you with. A tool like this isn't just about minimizing risk, it's about maximizing opportunity. So the real question you have to ask is, once your data is finally safe and accessible, what crucial secrets has it been waiting to tell you?